Rescue, rescue, rescue.
This time on Piha Rescue, a hole caves in with a boy stuck in it. Several swimmers ignore the lifeguards at Raglan Beach.
Just pull them in. Tell them they're getting in the boat.
A kite surfer goes missing.
Tell them that we have no person attached to this kite.
And so does a lifeguard. It is a perfect morning for the little ones to play, dig and bake their special recipes.
It's banana peel. Here you go. Here.
Thank you.
Eat it.
Yeah, well, you can't eat it.
Pretend it.
Sand play isn't restricted to the young, though.
I'll spend 3 hours building a hole, and then another hole, and a tunnel.
Definitely not recommended for children.
Well, I'm about 6 foot, so it's quite a deep hole.
We would even qualify this as extremely dangerous. Imagine this structure collapses.
Tight fit? Yeah.
So what are you guys going to do with the hole now?
Fill it in.
Thankfully, common sense prevails. The lifeguards have other worries.
Our one major concern on the beach, as usual, is Jack the Ripper.
A nickname for Raglan's most dangerous rip. It's located just south of the patrol tower and does its damage on the outgoing tide.
We've been watching the cyclone for a while. He's finally heading towards the rip over there. As the tide goes out, Jack actually has been changing a bit, and he shifts into another rip a bit further north.
It is a continuous battle for swimmers and lifeguards alike.
Oh yeah, I'm just coming up to that one.
American Exchange Guard Aubrey is stationed in the water. It is 1:30. After pulling half a dozen people to safety, lifeguard Bill wants everybody out.
Tower, this is Bob.
Okay,
Yeah, look, it's no good in the flags here at the moment.
Now at the north side, a swimmer is drifting fast further out to sea.
Rescue, rescue, rescue. Aubrey, swim out the back of the flags. Need you in a tube now, thank you.
Suddenly, one of Raglan's flash rips is pulling out people left, right and centre.
Aubrey is about 20 metres north of the north flag.
Roger.
Freaking ass! I hit him 3 times.
The entire flagged area is unsafe. Ryan and Schote launch the IRB. And Patrol Captain Isaac races to move the flags. The flagged area has to be shifted more than 100 metres south immediately. While Aubrey is rescuing the little ones, other lifeguards with tubes help several teenagers back to safety. At the back, 4 young adults assist another guy. Ryan and Schote approach the large group.
Aubrey's over there.
Although one of them clearly needs help, he does not want to get into the IRB.
Roger, can you guys just, if they need help, man, just pull them in. Don't mess around with it. Just pull them in. Tell them they're getting in the boat.
The guy is clinging onto a board to stay afloat, but still refuses to take the lifeguard's assistance.
Hey, we'll get him on the boat. Yeah.
Yeah, mate, I don't want to mess around with this. Pull them in if they need pulling in, all right? And we're just going to sort these flags out.
Luckily, with the help of the surfer and other swimmers, he is finally back on shore, still not admitting defeat.
Yeah, just a couple of big waves and we got pulled out the side.
Yeah.
And went a bit deeper.
His rescuers, though, have a more serious recount.
He just got like, yeah, we don't know how to, it's just like, yeah, it seemed like he got stuck in a riff or something. He's like, oh, I can't do it.
A lot of people don't like being helped, but yeah, it's good that we were there regardless, so. But yeah, I can see it was driving me back, so see why they're asking everyone to come out of the water.
You guys just stay out there for a bit, just buzz around, Ryan.
Yeah, mate, come check the northern flag.
If you don't mind.
Yeah, copy that.
Oh, look at that.
Everybody is back on land unscathed, though the same can't be said for their toys.
How'd you do that on it?
It's a massive...
Just a big dumper. Wow. We've actually got quite big tides, so the tide's going out further than it usually would. So just now we had a flash rip pretty much right in our flags, and that's where the tide's just dropped off our bank that we have here, and it's just formed a new rip just right where our flags were, and sucked sort of 5 or 6 people out the back of our flags.
Now that lifeguards have secured a new safe flagged area, attention is diverted to an emergency on land. A young boy is trapped in a hole which caved in. Only his head is sticking out of the sand, just. The little boy dug a hole deeper than himself. While inside digging it, the walls have collapsed on him. His mum is trying to hold it together.
It was deep, and then he was digging out, and then it caved in on him.
Well, I saw them starting to dig, and I was like, I'd seen their son digging in the hole, and I saw him start to dig it out, and I was like, I hope he's not trapped in there.
Did you see it happen while it was going through?
No, we just knew that it had collapsed. And dug his face out, and they're still digging his body out.
Using hands only, bit by bit, the sand is carefully carved away.
And we got his face out, but he just...
Relief. After 10 minutes of excavating around his body, the boy is out. Counting his lucky stars, he immediately grabs the spade to fill the hole which threatened to suffocate him only minutes ago.
So luckily, he hadn't gone in head first. You know, it hadn't collapsed on his Piha's head. I guess his head was partially covered, but they got it uncovered.
It's 6:30 p.m. As predicted, threatening clouds have lined the sky, sending beachgoers for cover. The lifeguards too are packing up shop as they prepare to do the same. But their pending after-work drink will sit untouched for a while longer. A member of the public has raised the alarm for a missing kite surfer 1 kilometre north of the patrolled area.
We got a kite surfer down just leaving a harbour, going out towards the bar. He's probably about 500 metres offshore, right in the middle of the harbour. He's just about to go out to the bar.
The bar is in reference to the turbulent area in front of the harbour out at sea. Immediately, Zamzam, Chris, Lummox and Travis prepare the IRB. While driving, Travis starts the motor just to make sure that everything is ready to roll. On top of the sand dunes at the surf club, lifeguards try to locate the missing kite surfer, but to no avail. Raglan Beach is hugely popular for kite surfing due to the prevailing westerly winds, a long stretch of beach and its easy access. If the kite surfer is indeed still in the water, it's a huge area to search for. And Mother Nature is not on side today. With the outgoing tide, all rips are in action. In no time, Piha lifeguard Chode and ambulance officer and lifeguard Travis head out into the unknown.
At the time, just because we've just finished packing up patrol, we've only got the one IRB, so we'll have to stand by and find out what the story is and whether we might need to get another IRB.
We got no one in the water here. What, Chode? Get it in.
10 minutes into the search, Chode and Travis find a ditched kite.
All of them tell them that we have no person in the kite. I got a huge IRB. We have the kite. We do not have the kite surfer. This guy's not attached to his kite anymore. Yeah, I don't know where it's going to be. I'd say he's out from us. With outgoing tide at the moment. It's leaving trapped on the bar, probably over. Hey, Bill.
More bad news. A line of the kite has wrapped itself around the engine. Fortunately, the motor is still going.
IRB from Zamzam, copy.
Right, so we've just abandoned the kite. It's too hard for us to deal with. We'll come back in and see if we can find him, over.
So they've just decided to ditch the kite because the current's so strong they can't pull it in the boat. And basically as they're trying to pull it in, it's acting like an underwater kite and just dragging the boat out over the bar. So just in these conditions, it's not permitting for us to put the kite in the boat, so we're going to have to ditch it and let it go out.
Suddenly, lifeguard Lummox spots something black in the water. All that can be seen is a head bobbing. With no time to spare, he takes the paddleboard in hope of reaching him in time.
IRB, this is Zum Zum. I've sent Lummox out on the paddleboard. We've got somebody 150 metres just in front of the rhino, over.
150 metres in front of the rhino. This is not the guide.
The IRB also heads back to check out the swimmer. Lummox reaches the person first. Too exhausted to pull himself onto the paddleboard, the man leans on it while they wait for the IRB.
Yeah. Come here, bro. You alright, bro? Are you in pain or? Huh? Are you in pain or did you swallow any water? No. Okay. Okay. We'll take you in and then we'll try and sort out your pipe.
It becomes clear, this is the missing kite surfer. Once the guy is safely back on shore, Travis checks the motor for kite debris.
Turn it off.
He is going out for another trip.
We're going to try and recover a kite.
Yeah, but if you can, it's not a problem.
The Frenchman is totally stuffed. This was a very close call. Chode and Travis go out one more time, this time to retrieve a very expensive kite.
I tried to come back just with the kite, but at the time, no more wind, the kite has been falling, and I couldn't raise it up again, so I was pulled by the kite and the deep water. I couldn't take it back, so at this time I leave the kite, I've left it, tried to swim, but I couldn't, and too much waves, so I couldn't swim. I couldn't swim.
It's pretty choppy, like it was pretty hard to stay on the board, but it's a pretty good experience for me. I've done a board rescue before, so it was good.
In the water, the Frenchman could only do one thing.
Yeah,
Crying God, that's all I could do. And when I first saw the boat, I said, hey, after too much, many call, but I felt that they couldn't hear me because of the wind, so honestly, I think I would die.
Meanwhile, on the water, another courageous rescue. A kite with meters of razor-sharp nylon lines.
Roger, we're going to grab the kite and get it out of this way to this point.
I said to them, I don't mind with the kite. I'm here, it's okay for me.
But for Chope and Travis, it is not over yet. The battle has only just started.
Hang on! Stand on it. Like a minute down. Give me the knife. Hold on.
They are determined to win this battle, but not only do they have to repeal the feats of the kite, they also suffer the thrashing waves against the IRB.
Hold on. Lift it up. Yo, hold.
Disaster. Travis is thrown out, and he just manages to avoid getting his neck sliced by one of the kite lines. After a 5-minute search in treacherous conditions, Chode spots Travis in the distance and pulls him to safety.
This is IRB, we've just recovered Travis.
Yep, copy that, all understood. Stand by. If you don't want a towel just to wrap around yourself to keep warm?
Huh?
You don't want a towel to
Oh,
wrap
it's okay.
around
It's
yourself?
okay with the wetsuit.
What was that?
It's okay with the wetsuit.
Yeah, cool.
Chode and Travis return empty-handed.
they get us another boat? Have they got another boat? Our boat was full of water. We were tangled in cables inside the boat, drowning in our own boat, wrapped in cables. Yeah, and it was bad.
Words can't describe Travis's experience.
Well, no, because I was holding onto the kite and I had the tiller up and my foot was out of the strap. And of course we hit that wave, lost momentum, just went.
Plan B is engaged.
I'll just get some cable cutting stuff, and then we'll get some cable cutting stuff, and then we'll go back and have a look at it. If it's safe, we'll do it. If it's not, then the guy's going to lose his kite. They're about $2.5 grand though, so it'd be nice if we can recover it for him. He's had a bad enough day already.
It's okay.
We're just waiting for a cable cutter. We'll go and get your kite.
Okay.
Yeah, just in case it got wrapped around our necks and stuff last time, so we just need to have a good cable cutter.
Okay.
And then we'll try and find it for you.
Okay.
Right.
The second boat arrives for backup, while our patient is kept warm with the foil wrap. 2 more lifeguards join the recovery operation. In IRB 1, Travis and Chode.
Grab the kite, just go around in a big arc.
Chris and Skempy in IRB 2. A member of the public is called in again with more information.
And we've got a headland called Muscle Rock, so that's where it is. So it's about just over 1.5 kilometres away from where we initially picked up the patient and where the initial spotting of the kite was.
Attempt number 3 for the pickup. This time, the kite is demoted.
No, just go to the beach.
They tow it beside the boat, dragged onto the closest beach. Here, the air is let out, so it can be easily transported for its journey back to the main beach. Meanwhile, the Frenchman is chauffeured down the beach where he is reunited with his waiting friends. It's been a riveting day for the lifeguards at Raglan. 4 rescues, 1 little boy stuck in a hole, a stubborn kite, and our Frenchman who, without the lifeguards, could well have drowned. (8 p.m. Cleaned up and showered, all are eager to enjoy a refreshment at the surf club. But it seems they can't call it a day just yet. Right in front of them are a group of surfers.
Where are they?
That's on a board, right?
Yeah.
Taken out by a vicious rip. The timing of this surf expedition is more than questionable.
Raglan IRB from Raglan Base. Can someone run and chuck their head over the edge and tell them to turn on the radio?
But already, Zum Zum is onto it, taking the IRB out one more time. Two of the 3 are definitely in need of a rescue. They are drifting out further and further.
They're about 100 out off the beach, directly in front of the clubhouse. Both still on their board.
In no time, Zum Zum and Lincoln get the IRB to the water. Meanwhile, the surfers keep paddling against the rip.
Turn right and go out.
They pick up the girl first. Her friend is not in immediate danger with his surfboard as a floating device. They decide to take her in before going back.
Any other attention? No, not at this time. We're just going to pick up the second one. Copy is directly out about 150.
Another successful rescue which brings today's total up to 7.
Is there anyone else in the water?
The
And so ends the busiest day of the season for Raglan so far. And the remaining 5 minutes of daylight is nominated to the watchful eyes of the lifeguards mascot, the meerkat. Next week on Piha Rescue.
Go straight around them for the pickup.
A rescue with a difference.
You've got two of us now.
Two damsels in distress at Hottie.
I got the speedos though.
A surfer in excruciating pain.
Oxygen, you have to pick.
And a spinal injury with devastating consequences.
Okay, rolling down, 1, 2, 3.